Home values across Southern California jumped roughly 40 to 45% over the last 5 years. So let me ask you something. Do you actually know what your house is worth today? Not what you paid for it, not what an online calculator guesses, what it's actually worth right now in this market. I am Ron Siegel, certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. And you are listening to Ron Siegel Radio. And today we're talking about one of the most important numbers a homeowner can know, and most people have no idea what it is. Here's a story I hear all the time. A family bought their home back in 2020. They paid $800,000. They've been making their payments, living their lives, not thinking much about it. Then they sit down with me and find out their home is now worth somewhere around $1,150,000. That's roughly $350,000 in appreciation they didn't even know they had sitting there. Now think about that for a second. $350,000. That's not a small number. But here's the thing. Equity by itself doesn't do anything for you. It just sits there. The question is, what do you do with that information? Some people hear that and immediately think, time to sell. Maybe, but let's think this through. First, where are you going to go? If your home went up in value, so did everything else in your neighborhood. So selling might not get you as far as you think. Second, if you bought in 2020 when rates were in the threes, trading that low loan for a new one at today's rates is a big deal. That's a conversation that needs to happen before you make any moves. But here's where it gets interesting. Knowing your home's value opens up options you might not have considered. Maybe you have credit card debt at 22, 24, 28% interest. Maybe you have a car loan, medical bills, student loans. When I sit down with a family and we look at what I call the household blended interest rate, which is the average cost, the weighted average cost of all the debt in your household combined, sometimes we find that a family is paying 14 or 15% on average across all their debt, and they have $350,000 in equity sitting in the house doing nothing. That's a conversation worth having. Now, I want to be clear. This is not about telling you to go pull out all your equity and spend it. That's not strategic debt management. My framework is safety, liquidity, and return. We look at what's safe, what keeps your options open, and what actually puts money back in your household budget every month. And that last part is the key, every month, because I'm less concerned with what your mortgage rate is and far more concerned with what's actually leaving your household every month to service all your debt combined. Here's something else worth knowing. Some of the tools available to homeowners today aren't your grandfather's home equity loan. There are products specifically designed to help you pay off your home faster while keeping your equity accessible. If you want to explore that, there's a link waiting for you, gethomeselect.com, gethomeselect.com. But step one is always the same. Know your number. What is your home worth today? What equity do you have? And what could that equity do for your family if it were working smarter? And we did earlier, or last week, I think we did a segment on, is your home paid off? I submit to you, if you have an $800,000 home and $800,000 in a safe, secure investment, you can say your home is paid off because you could write a check anytime you want to. But now you've got that home that's probably worth $1,150,000. That's an asset. And the equity that's sitting in that safe, secure investment at $800,000, now you're looking at $1,950,000 of assets working for you. That's the idea right there. It's working for you. Now, let me ask you, if you put a rate of return of, say, 5.3% on your home equity and, I don't know, call it 8% on your safe, secure investments, think about how much further you are ahead having 1.9 million working for you instead of having 800,000 working for, 1,000,001 working for you. Throw that out there. Bottom line, if you want to get your financial house in order and start with the right foundation, go to rsrlinks.com/keysteps, rsrlinks.com/keysteps. That'll walk you through what you need to know before making any decisions. And if you want to take a real look at what your home is worth today and explore what the equity could do for you, go to rsrlinks.com/homewealth, rsrlinks.com/homewealth. No pressure, No sales pitch, just the right information so you can make the right decision for your family. I am Ron Siegel, certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Thanks for listening to the Real Time Real Estate segment, brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com.